Good day, everyone. You're welcome to the session. My name is Olanima Mansour. I am the CEO of IT. And today we'll be talking on four things that we need to understand to break into tech in the year 2024. I know for you to be on this call today, you're either a tech enthusiast or you are new to the space, right? And I want to believe sharing this, knowledge with you will definitely help you in either discovering the right path for you or helping you, figure out the best way to get into the tech space, right? And without taking too much of our time, I'll go straight to those four key points. It's important for us to know, the first point, right? That yes, coding is tech, but tech isn't always about coding, right? I've seen myself personally, I've trained thousands of people personally, and I've mentored also a large number of people. And I know that that fear everyone will have when you want to start out your journey in the space. You want to know if tech is a thing for you. You have the fear of it's all about coding and coding is complex. You may not be able to do it. All those set of fears that people have that eventually don't make them take that bold step of getting into the space. Or either they are in and they have the fear of them being able to navigate the journey to the point where they are employable, right? So it's very crucial for you to understand that yes, um, you can coding is a part of tech, but there are a lot more areas in tech that has nothing to do with coding. And as a matter of fact, the tech comprises of four major, areas. One is techniques, the other is skills, another one is methods and processes, right? Whereas coding is just a fraction of the skills that once you have to get into the tech space, right? The second thing that I want to touch on here is you do not need a tech degree or come from a STEM background to actually, transition into tech, right? Or to learn tech. In fact, majority of the leaders of the tech companies across the globe today are not even, from the STEM background or they don't have a tech degrees, which tells you that you can actually learn tech and also be a global player in the space without necessarily having a degree in tech, right? It's the like one of I'll say maybe the only area that your degree doesn't necessarily tell your ability, right? Uh, on the job and it's clear to the employers as well. The third point I want to touch on here is learning tech is increasingly becoming, easier and easier and easier over time, right? To the point that, the time frame, and the requirement that you need to be able to learn a tech skill, say 10 years ago, is five or more times, easier as of today. Say 20% of time that you probably require to learn a skill set, a decade back is what you need to learn it today. So it's easier. Tools are built on tools, to eventually simplify the learning journey of people that are breaking into the space. The fourth point I want to touch on here is while planning your journey into the tech space, you should always factor in the discovery phase. The time is going to take you to discover the very best part for you. So you are not, disappointed. Say, for example, you've set out a timeline of 6 months for yourself. So in 6 months' time, I want to be a tech person. I want to already get my first job and I want to, start building stuff, right? But and then you realize that even in the first 3 months, you are still juggling between skill sets, areas, and you've not been able to even figure out what's the best for you, right? And then you get discouraged and you don't want to go anymore. So from the beginning, keep it at the back of your mind that yes, you require some time to figure out the best path for you. Though yes, there are things you can do that will limit to limit the time it's going to cost you to to eventually, you know, discover the right path for you, right? So figuring out this processes is actually crucial for you, because I know a lot of us will be having that questions at the back of their mind, of our minds, that okay, how do I then figure out the right path for me if, you know, the time is going to take me that, or that it has taken people in the past, sometimes it's even longer than the time it took them to master the skills which they eventually settled for, right? um, I'll talk about, you know, few things that you can do that can help you in that journey of discovering the right path for you in tech. The first thing you should keep at the back of your mind is, don't just go for random path. When people say, "Oh, this is the most lucrative," they are highly paid. Yes, there's no path in tech today that you'll be good at that you won't be well paid at. So keep it at the back of your mind that you need to do what is actually right for you, that you'll be able to do to the point where you are employable. It's very crucial. So, like said earlier, the first thing you need to register at the back of your mind is, it's always better, and you know, you stand a higher chance of being successful in the space if you go for a path that aligns perfectly with your core strength. For every individuals, there are things that we can do, you know, effortlessly. There are things that we find convenient for ourselves, you know, while trying them out, right? If you're the kind of person that is so creative and you like to, say, for example, match colors and be able to design something that will be appealing, even for your personal self, even if it's just how you apply your makeover as a lady, or for men, the way they, dress up and stuff like that. If you have strength in doing some things like this, you may be a very good designer in tech, for example. If you are the person that, likes to solve complex problems, and so on and so forth, maybe you can be a programmer, you can be a, product manager. So there are so many areas, and there are some personal traits that people will have naturally that will help their journey in some of these areas, right? So that's why the first thing is, choose a path that aligns with your core strength. Second thing here is, you should consider a path that you are passionate about and that you are very interested in. So if you say, let's say you've been fascinated a lot about the whole world of AI and machine learning, maybe it should be a part for you. So when you face challenges, that interest and love and passion that you have for that part will continue to carry you on till you get to the point where you are able to master the craft, right? And the third point here is to choose a path that leverages your past experience. I mean, this goes to people that are already working or that already have, experience. I mean, a series of, work in a lot of companies of a large number of years, you know, where they don't want the entire past experience or exposures to go in vain. So it's important to seek counseling and figure out which path in tech aligns perfectly with your past experience. That will eventually give you the the opportunity to get a better job when you want to, go to the job market to seek job. And again, where the whole learning will be so easy for you, or while practicing also you find it so comfortable and convenient for you, not like you're cracking your head around something very basic that some other people will do very better because of the past experiences and the kind of uh, you know things they've done in the past, right? So that is really crucial. Yeah, I know a lot of people will have confusion around, okay, then which one is coding part in tech, which one is not coding related? How do I know the one that is good for me? I just mentioned a few, areas in tech that are coding related, or at least technical enough. So when you hear people say, I'm a backend developer, I'm a blockchain developer, I'm a cybersecurity person, I'm a data analyst, data scientist, DevOps engineer, cloud engineer, machine learning and AI, experts, mobile developer, and so on and so forth. So, like from what you can see on my screen right here, these are skills that are technical, core technical in the space. And while there are other areas in tech that are non-coding related, and the entry to those paths is not complex. The learning journey of some of them are not as complex as coding if you're not coming from a coding background. And please, this is not to discourage people that are not from STEM not to do coding. You can actually do coding. I'm just talking about the areas in tech that you can do without, you know, that is not coding related, right? So one of it is product management, another is project management, data analysis, data privacy management, digital marketing, software testing, tech recruiting, technical writing, user interface and user experience design, and so on and so forth, right? This number is endless and they are growing more, day by day. Um, it's very crucial that we keep this at the back of our mind that the earlier we get into the tech space, the better it is for us, right? So, for example, according to United Nations, the 90%, of you know, uh, the jobs that will exist by the year 2030 will be tech related, right? So imagine if for every 10 jobs, now of them require a particular skill. And by now you're already mastering the skill, right? So the earlier you get in, the better it is for you. All right. Another thing that we need to know is, as it stands today, 85% of Nigerian graduates have no digital skill set. So I always tell my students, if you feel you're one of them today, right now, is a moment that you need to change your mind and get into the space, right? So that your experience and exposure start building up, and you realize that over time the level of relevance for people who are technically skilled will be so high and you'll be employable anywhere in the world. So thank you very much. At this point, I welcome questions from anybody, on the session on the stream. Please ask your questions and I will be there to answer you on the chat box. And if possible, we can run a call to explain some of these things further. Thank you.